may engage in political debates that are measured and constructive, and that they may make good and just decisions for our country, Sierra Leone. I pray for their faith to grow and that they will seek to serve God through their people. I pray that this parliament may be the salt and the light of Sierra Leone. May all in parliament practice a politics of wisdom, integrity, self-service, and policy making for the good of all, making a meaningful contribution for the development of our nation. In this nation, Almighty God, may all civil servants work to create a positive influence of God's people for the good of all throughout all government departments. With faith in your love and promises, Almighty Father, we make all these prayers through Christ our Lord. Thank you very much, Father Lajen. May the Lord answer our prayers. Proclamation 2024. I will now want to use this opportunity to invite the Honorable Clerk of the House of Parliament, Honorable Paran Tarawani, to read out the proclamation.
Constitutional Instrument Number 9 of 2024. Published 2nd August 2024. The Constitution of Sierra Leone, Act Number 6 of 1991. The 6th Parliament of the Second Republic of Sierra Leone. Commencement of the 2nd session. Proclamation 2024. In exercise of the powers conferred upon him by subsection 1 of section 84 of the Constitution, the President hereby makes the following proclamation. Now therefore, I, Brigadier Retired Julius Maada, President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Supreme Head of State, Grand Commander of the Order of the Republic, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Fountainhead of Unity, Honor, Freedom, and Justice, do hereby proclaim that the 2nd session of the 6th Parliament of the Second Republic of Sierra Leone shall be held at Parliament Building, Tower Hill, commencing on 6th August 2024 at 10 o'clock in the forenoon. Made the 2nd day of August 2024. Signed, Brigadier Retired Julius Maada, President.
Honorable Vice President, Mr. Speaker, Her Excellency the First Lady, Honorable Members of Parliament, Ministers, Deputy Ministers of Government, and Your Worship the Mayor of Freetown, the Lord Chief Justice, Your Excellencies, members of the Diplomatic Corps, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, pray silence for His Excellency the President.
The Honorable Vice President, the Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Chief Justice, Madam First Lady, former Vice Presidents, Your Worship, the Mayor of Freetown City, former Honorable Speaker of the ECOWAS Parliament, members of the judiciary, ministers of government, honorable members of parliament, our revered traditional and local government leaders, members of the diplomatic and consular corps, members of the security, public safety, and intelligence services, members of the Fourth Estate, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, fellow Sierra Leoneans, a blessed morning to you all. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, today as we inaugurate the second session of the 6th Parliament of this great Republic of Sierra Leone, we stand united in pride and honor. This is not just a ceremonial event, but a significant milestone in our nation's democratic journey. This fully constituted parliament is a living embodiment of our nation's diversity and unity. Each seat in this esteemed chamber represents the voices, dreams, and aspirations of our people, making it a true reflection of our democratic values. Governance and politics, though intertwined, serve different purposes. Politics is the pathway to governance. It is the spirited dance of democracy. Yet, once elections are behind us, we must embrace governance with a singular focus. If we allow politics to overshadow governance, we fail not only as politicians, but also as custodians of our nation's future. Our citizens have entrusted us with their hopes and dreams, looking to us to transform political promises into tangible realities. I'm heartened by your collective decision to engage in meaningful dialogue despite our differences. This gathering exemplifies the power of redemptive goodwill and our shared commitment to the peace, prosperity, and stability of our beloved Sierra Leone. I'm particularly pleased that the historic Gender Equality and Women's Empowerment Act I signed into law last year has realized our national aspiration for women to be significantly represented in Parliament and to participate fully in the legislative process. This is a significant milestone in our journey towards an inclusive and equitable society. I commend the leadership of Parliament. The leaders of political parties and the representatives of paramount chiefs for their mutual respect and shared vision in conducting legislative affairs. Together, we can work towards a brighter, more and more peaceful and prosperous future for Sierra Leone. I extend my heartfelt thanks to the African Union, ECOWAS, and the ambassadors of the United States of America, United Kingdom, and the European Union, whose unwavering support of our locally led dialogue has been instrumental in our journey towards peace and stability. Your support has been instrumental in our journey towards the peace and stability that we enjoy. Thank you. The Cross-Party Committee on Electoral Systems and Management Bodies Review Report will strengthen our efforts to build a more just, inclusive, and equitable democracy. I urge all parties to approach this task with sincerity, commitment, and urgency. I'm profoundly grateful to the Independent Commission for Peace and National Cohesion, the Political Parties Regulation Commission, the National Commission for Democracy, the National Commission for Democracy, and the Interreligious Council, the leadership of the two major political parties, the APC and the SLPP, and all national stakeholders. Your dedication to peaceful and constructive engagement has helped ease political tensions and advance our shared national interest. Making peace can be challenging, but enjoying its dividends is deeply rewarding. I thank every citizen of this great nation who has remained committed to peace despite attempts by a few to incite violence and fear. What would we be as leaders and politicians without the citizens to serve? In the timeless words of Nelson Mandela, and I quote, "Great anger and violence can never build a nation," end of quote. As politicians, we must emulate the courage of our people who have resisted division. We must rise above those who spread incivility, disinformation, hate, fear, and division. Turning to one another with empathy, compassion, and respect for our diversity is the only way to maintain our place among the top 10 most peaceful countries in Africa. And as a global leader in religious tolerance. This is the only way to nurture and sustain our democracy. Alongside cooperative citizens, we owe our peace, security, and stability to the tireless dedication, vigilance, and heroism of our security and intelligence forces. They have confronted and foiled violent insurrections, coups, and numerous threats designed to destabilize our nation. We will never forget the sacrifices of those who have paid the ultimate price to protect our democracy. Their firm dedication to defending our democracy and ensuring the safety of every Sierra Leonean is truly commendable. Our national security architecture is better coordinated, and early warning and response mechanisms are now more proactive and robust. I start with the Medium-Term National Development Plan 2024 2030. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, no government can succeed without concrete and implementable medium and long-term goals meticulously designed to address the unique needs of its people and reflect the realities of the time. Even the best laid plans can encounter obstacles. But with such foresight, a nation remains without such foresight, a nation remains vulnerable to the unpredictable challenges of our globalized world. For a relatively small country like ours, it is imperative to possess a clear vision that shades us from the shifting winds of circumstances. This underscores the importance of Sierra Leone's Medium-Term National Development Plan 2024-2030, launched on January 30th, that transcends local aspirations and aligns seamlessly with global ambitions for a more developed and equitable world. The plan serves as a comprehensive blueprint of transformative acceleration in critical areas such as food security, human capital development, and job creation. It guides our journey towards sustainable development and the achievement of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals by 2030. Furthermore, it harmonizes with the African Union's Agenda 2063. Our commitment to this plan is reflected in the earnest efforts we have already undertaken. As I share our key achievements over the past year, I invite you to view them not merely as statistics, but as milestones in our journey towards a future where our citizens are live a more dignified life, and Sierra Leoneans stand proud and resilient on the global stage. Let our National Development Plan and its implementation be a testament of our collective ambition and a guiding light for the prosperous nation we are building together. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, as I outline some notable achievements of my government's National Development Plan, a more comprehensive report has been laid to this House for your consideration. I will start with agriculture and food security. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, agriculture and food security are the cornerstones of a nation's stability and prosperity. Without the ability to feed our people, we risk sitting atop a volatile precipice poised for unrest and turmoil. The adage, "A hungry man is an angry man," holds profound truth, highlighting the direct link between food scarcity and national security. In my address to this esteemed House last year, I emphasized that prioritizing investment in agriculture can mitigate food price volatility, enhance our resilience to external shocks, and advance our journey towards food self-sufficiency. Increasing investment in the agriculture sector has the power to create jobs, reduce dependency on essential food imports, boost export earnings from cash crops, and catalyze sustainable economic growth. This investment is a safeguard for national security and a vision for a prosperous future. As we prioritize feeds alone in our new medium-term national development plan, our vision for a robust food production system is private sector-led, transforming every aspect of our agricultural food value chain. My government has focused on addressing key constraints such as finance, soil fertility, water management, mechanization, quality seed input, infrastructure, and the deployment of technology and research to boost agricultural productivity. Since the launch of the Feed Salon program in October last year, we have made the following strides in collaboration with international partners and non-governmental organizations. 1. Expansion of rice production. We have expanded rice production areas to include inland valley swamps, irrigated fields, and mechanized services to expedite land preparation. 2. Mechanization of the value chain. We increase mechanization by providing tractors, harvesters, rice mills, and 3 landing carts for riverine areas. 3. Research and quality input. Utilizing research to deliver high-quality inputs for optimal yields in key value chains, including rice, cocoa, and onion. 4. Revival of cooperatives. We have reintroduced the cooperative system to support rice farming and cocoa production and marketing. 5. Development of agribusinesses. We supported the establishment of the first cocoa processing factory, a sardine factory using local ingredients, a cashew processing factory, and a local scale egg production and poultry hatchery. 6. Establishment of agro-industrial hubs. We have created hubs in key rice production areas, rehabilitated markets, replaced hand-drawn ferries with bridges, and constructed a dike and 35 kilometers of feeder roads. 7. Support to Armed Forces Agriculture. We enhanced the Armed Forces Agricultural Unit with machinery, high-quality inputs to scale up rice production. 8. Financial instruments for agriculture. We tailored financial solutions such as community banks, $10 million United States agriculture credit facility at 10% interest rate, and a pioneering crop insurance scheme worth 28 million new loans. 9. Agtech and climate-smart agriculture. We introduced technology to support agricultural research and established early warning system for food security, a soil digital information system, and a national farmers registry linked to national identity numbers. 10. Empowerment of women and youth. We expanded the participation of women and youth in agriculture, particularly in post-production rice processing. 11. Improved farmer earnings. We launched a pilot outgrower scheme in Cambia district to increase the production, processing, marketing, and distribution of locally produced parboiled rice. Our government has partnered with international coalitions to enhance agricultural strategies, create an enabling environment for private sector participation, and strengthen inclusive food systems and institutions. Sierra Leone currently co-chairs the Alliance of Champions for Food Systems Transformation. And is also signatory to the Republic of Korea's K-Rice Belt Project, supporting select African countries in achieving rice self-sufficiency. I come to human capital development, education and skills training. Honorable Speaker, members of Parliament, beyond feeding our population, we must enrich their lives and equip them to achieve their utmost. Human capital development is a profound commitment to our people's well-being and future. Over the past 6 years, my government has significantly increased funding for basic education, technical and vocational training, and higher education. Our achievement in education financing, legislative reviews, governance reforms, inclusive tuition fee access, student retention initiatives,
إنه كان وعده
teacher training, and student learning outcomes have garnered international acclaim from our development partners and the United Nations Secretary General. We have expanded nationwide facilities for tertiary, technical, and vocational education, reskilling, and entrepreneurship training, particularly for youth and women, strengthening our mid-workforce development. Investment in education and skills training catalyzes inclusive and sustainable economic growth, fostering innovation, entrepreneurship, and a competitive, productive workforce. This attracts new capital ventures and foreign direct investment. My government will continue to collaborate with existing partners and seek new cooperation frameworks for education and skills training. Measures to this end will be presented to this House in due course. Human capital development, healthcare. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, our commitment to affordable and quality healthcare aligns with the global call for universal health coverage. Building on the successes of the past 5 years, we have leveraged health financing through partnerships with the World Bank, Global Fund, and FCDO, among others, implementing schemes to reduce patient out-of-pocket costs. We have recruited 5,000 health workers, increased the number of doctors, to over 600, and invested in capacity building to improve healthcare efficiency. Training on new procedures, deploying new technologies to support disease detection, diagnosis, and patient management, and ensuring delivery of essential medicines and supplies to reach the last mile user have enhanced our national health system. The public-private cost recovery pilot scheme and mobile medical services through hospitals on wheels have further reduced the health cost for patients. A partnership with Mercy Ships have provided 5,000 free surgeries to Sierra Leoneans, and other public-private sector projects are ongoing. Healthcare infrastructure investments have increased significantly through collaboration with partners, including JICA, Partners in Health, and the UAE government. We are rehabilitating 16 government hospitals and have completed a new hospital in Jojima, 110 feet hospital in Putloko, and the 142-bed Julius Maada Pediatric Center of Excellence in Lomé, Freetown. Additional projects include constructing the Waterloo Hospital, the 166-bed Hospital Center of Excellence, the 166 Hospital Center of Excellence in Konon, a new midwifery school in Kedema, therapeutic oxygen plant, regional labs facilities, the rehabilitation of the obstetrics fistula operating theater in Bo, and installing solar electrification at 6 hospitals and 200 peripheral health units. Sierra Leone has met the 80% global standard for special care baby units in every district, with survival rates at these facilities at 87%. Special care baby units will soon be extended to the remaining 2 districts of Karine and Falaba. New programs focused on reducing child mortality and maternal mortality rates have been established, leading to significant improvement in child and maternal health. Inpatient malaria death rates have decreased due to the distribution of insecticide-treated nets, and we have one of the highest vaccine coverage rates in Africa. Introducing the first WHO-approved malaria vaccine, that is about 1,700,000 doses, are available until 2025, and routine HPV vaccination for girls aged 10 have strengthened our health outcomes. Our handling of the COVID-19 pandemic received high commendations. To build on this, we have established the National Public Health Agency to coordinate global and regional partnerships and lead prevention, responsiveness, surveillance, diagnostics, and vaccines for epidemics. We are committed to broadening the access to clean water and sanitation facilities through ongoing urban and rural water supply projects. Efforts to protect water catchment areas and promote waste management have prevented major disease outbreaks. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I extend my gratitude to Parliament for enacting key for enacting key legislative changes, including the Allied Health Professions Act and the Tobacco and Nicotine Act, and transforming the Nurses and Midwives Board into a council. These measures advance our government's healthcare initiative. Further bills will be presented to continue our work in improving the health and well-being of Sierra Leoneans, job creation, and rural livelihoods. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, job creation is crucial for a thriving economy. Our youth employment scheme focuses on protecting, supporting, and creating jobs across the country for our growing youth workforce. We are committed to a cohesive approach, investing in education and skills training, developing inland valley swamps, digital jobs, and technical skills to integrate youth into public sector agencies. Sectoral agencies developed with active involvement of young people will map out job quality and quantity. In addition, my government has helped resolve over 70% of industrial disputes, including the payment of severance benefits, collective bargaining agreement, and union disputes. We have reinforced these actions by enacting and proposing new legislation, including the Employment Act 2023 and the Work Permit Act 2023. Upcoming bills such as Industrial Relations and Trade Union Bill, the Workers' Compensation Bill, the Social Protection Bill, and the Occupational Health and Safety Bill will further support workplace equity and safety, affirming the right to decent work and pay. The Sierra Leone Local Content Agency fosters market and job linkages through supply market development programs, tailored TVET schemes, dedicated made in Sierra Leone shares in retail outlets, and bookkeeping and entrepreneurship skills training. 18 cocoa, coffee, and cashew block farms have been established, increasing productivity, entrepreneurship, sustainable livelihood, and creating thousands of jobs in the informal economy and rural communities. Rural livelihood. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, rural development is crucial for our nation's growth and stability. A significant portion of our farming and food production occurs in the rural communities. Rural does not have to mean poverty. By developing our rural areas, we can alleviate the burden on cities and ensure even greater growth across the country. We have invested in rural roads, bridges, markets, and social infrastructure across 5 regions to create safe farm-to-market channels, facilitating farm input delivery, and ensure quicker access to medical and essential services. My government will continue introducing measures, policies, and agreements to boost rural economic activity, support livelihoods, and enhance the quality of life for all Sierra Leoneans. Infrastructure development and technology. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, my government views infrastructure investment as essential public good, catalyzing inclusive, sustainable, and resilient economic growth. I'll start with energy infrastructure. Accessible, reliable, and affordable energy is critical for economic development. Recognizing this, we have reformed the energy sector and expanded the country's electricity infrastructure. With Parliament's approval, we launched the agreements for nationwide generation projects, reintegrating renewable and thermal energy sources, tripling our generation capacity. We have strung over 500 kilometers of transmission lines, rehabilitated the distribution network in Western area and in Bo and Kenema, and added new tanks to the CLSG WAP transmission network. Solar mini grids in 45 towns now serve nearly 10,000 households. And 200 health facilities and libraries are powered by off-grid solar systems. The feasibility studies for the northern and the southern transmission corridors are complete, and further measures will be presented to this House. Road infrastructure. Road infrastructure connects economic centers and promotes service delivery to underserved areas, accelerating growth and development. Projects like the Manoa, Tompari, Matrijon, and Gendema bridges are ongoing. With new projects such as Sumbuya, Moselelu, Kabaferi, and Batskanu set to commence soon. The resurfacing of urban roads in major regional centers and the operational clusters of integrated resilient urban mobility project, including the Waka Fine buses, pedestrian bridges, median barriers, and street lighting enhance connectivity. Road safety improvements include secure digitized number plates, road frequency identification, vehicle licenses, digital road records and fitness cards, and biometric driver's licenses. The Sierra Leone Road Safety Authority has decentralized services with new electronic connectivity to our stations and reactivated the emergency toll-free 244 call center. Port infrastructure. I thank this Honorable House again for repealing and replacing the Port Act 1964 with the modern Sierra Leone Ports and Harbour Authority 2023. Our port has passed the International Ship and Port Security Code and rigorous IMO audits, and in recognition from Port Management Association for West Africa and Central Africa as the most improved port in terms of ease of doing business. Cargo productivity and turnaround time for 2 consecutive years. Airport infrastructure. Our new international airport scored an unprecedented 72% in an international civil aviation organization audit. I thank the House for ratifying bilateral air service agreement with several countries, including air travel options. Ethiopia Airlines has started scheduled flights to Freetown International Airport, and further aviation sector measures will be presented to this House. Telecommunication and digital infrastructure. Telecommunications investment have improved last mile fiber connectivity, expanded new networks, increased telephone users, and narrowed the digital gap. These efforts have enhanced digital literacy and skills development, particularly for women and girls, and extended digital financial services to rural and unbanked populations, improving financial inclusion and overall economic development. The National Telecommunications Authority is working with mobile operators to extend and improve voice and data services, boosting economic activities and public service delivery. To enhance cybersecurity resilience, we have conducted capacity audits and training for High Court judges, prosecutors, and law enforcement officers. As we work with sub-regional bodies to establish a fully functional national cybersecurity incident response team, I thank Parliament for ratifying the Budapest Convention. The Digital Transformation Project aims to expand broadband internet, upgrade national telecommunications infrastructure, improve resilience and digital skills, and enhance the government's capacity to deliver digital public good services. Starlink, the world's first and largest satellite constellation using low Earth orbit to deliver broadband internet, is now available in Sierra Leone. Making us the 9th African country to offer this service. We seek to land a second submarine fiber cable and operationalize the Sierra Leone Internet Exchange to improve connectivity and digital interaction within our borders. Public service infrastructure reforms. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, effective public service architecture is essential for delivering the dividends of democracy and ensuring seamless public service delivery. It strengthens governance, enhances public accountability and transparency at all levels. This principle is central to our new medium-term national development plan. My government will implement the following initiatives supported by forthcoming measures. 1 is the annual public sector reform dialogues. 2, review of outdated policies and laws. 3, human resource audit for all public service employees. 4, development of a performance management policy. 5, publication of annual state of public sector reports. 6, institutional capacity needs assessment. 7, effective coordination and monitoring. And 8, rationalization and harmonization of public sector mandates and structures. The Wages and Compensation Commission is now operational. Civil service reforms include reviewing the Civil Service Code, regulations and rules, and developing a competence framework to guide recruitment, professionalism, and performance management. Regular audits maintain the accuracy and integrity of public sector payroll. Cross-cutting areas. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, moving on from key achievements in our Big 5 game changers, I will now brief the House on significant cross-cutting areas, starting with the economy. Building a resilient and diversified economy. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, our prudent economic policies and public financial management reforms over the past years have stabilized the economy and ensured sustainable recovery from multiple shocks. Our economy is now larger than in 2018, and we are on track for a 4% growth rate in 2024. And that growth is driven by increased productivity in agriculture, mining, local manufacturing, and services. Economic diversification is integral to our sustainable development strategy. Through import substitution and light manufacturing, we have increased agriculture and fisheries contribution to GDP from 3 to 14%, creating more jobs. Sierra Leone is now a net exporter of vegetable oil to the ECOWAS market and produces a variety and we also produce a variety of local products, including soap, cement, soft drinks, fruit juices, confectionaries, beer, iron oil, roofing sheets, seasoning cubes, tomato paste, onions, sardines, and wood products. Thank you. The blue economy. The blue economy. In the fisheries sector, we have exceeded revenue targets, curbed illegal fishing, protected fish stocks, and improved export certification. We will develop commercial aquaculture systems, increase fish production, and create more jobs for women and youth in rural areas. The fish harbor investment is critical for our economy, generating billions of leones and stimulating related investments. We assure responsible ecosystem monitoring and evaluation. Our medium-term plans include making the harbor a center of excellence for marine education and duty-free trade zone for exporters and importers. The mining sector. Adhering to international environmental, social, and governance best practices, local mining companies now benefit from significant payments. Local mining communities now benefit from significant payments, including surface rent and community development agreements. Put locals should clap for this one. Tom Colini should clap. Over the coming years, we will enhance revenue generation, review legislative instruments, support artisanal and small-scale mining, protect mining-affected communities, employ advanced technology to combat illegal mining, and boost women's participation in the sector. Domestic revenue mobilization. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, our medium-term revenue mobilization strategy is improving domestic revenue collection, exceeding targets in 2023 and the first half of 2024. Prudent expenditure management has reduced the budget deficit. We maintain fiscally responsible and sustainable debt levels. Inflation declined from 55% in October last year to 32% in June 2024. And that is instilling optimism and hope for the future among our citizens and stakeholders. The Leone has stabilized and appreciated against major currencies. We have increased storage capacity for strategic petroleum stocks and reduced fuel costs, easing the transportation and economic burden on Sierra Leone. These efforts demonstrate our commitment to building a resilient and prosperous economy. Mobilization of external resources. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, in a world where smaller nations grapple with limited resources, creatively mobilizing, funding, and forging supportive partnerships is paramount. Crafting visionary plans is one thing, but without resources, they remain words on paper. Strategic funding mobilization is a cornerstone of our commitment to sustainable development and economic growth. Our recent achievement in securing external resources highlight this commitment. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, our prudent economic policies have restored donor and investor confidence, leading to substantial support from the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank. In November 2023, we successfully concluded our previous IMF program, meeting all benchmarks and securing over $200 million United States dollars. And that is essential for delivering services and mitigating external shocks. Building on this success, the IMF has greenlighted negotiations for 2 new programs: the Extended Credit Facility and the Resilience and Sustainability Trust. These initiatives will provide approximately $500 million United States dollars to support economic stabilization and combat climate change, fostering a resilient economy. We have met the fiscal and monetary targets required to continue these negotiations, with final approval anticipated in October. So you have to keep praying. Furthermore, over the past 3 years, we completed 3 budget support operations with the World Bank, resulting in $265 million United States dollars in direct budget support. We are currently negotiating additional operations that will bring $65 million United States dollars in direct budgetary support for the 2024 fiscal year. And they pay you for so. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, Honorable Speaker, Mr. Speaker, honorable members, in June, I co-chaired an investment roundtable on renewable energy and food security for Sierra Leone in Vienna, Austria, in conjunction with the OPEC Fund for Development and the Arab Coordinating Group. We presented the Bumbuna Hybrid Solar Project and Fifth Salon Industrial Cluster for Tomabone. I'm pleased to report that our partners responded positively, pledging $800 million United States dollars to support our aspirations for energy and food security by 2030. The pledges include the OPEC Fund, $250 million United States dollars, Badia, $250 million United States dollars, IFAD, $90 million US dollars, Africa 50, $130 million United States dollars, and the Qatar Fund for Development, $80 million United States dollars. Trusted partners including the Islamic Development Bank, Africa Finance Corporation, Arab Gulf Program for Development, UNIDO, and the Saudi and Abu Dhabi funds have made bilateral commitments to support our development programs. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, attending the Millennium Challenge Cooperation Compact for the first time in our nation's history is a significant achievement, placing us among countries that meet rigorous standards of stability, democratic governance, public finance transparency, and economic freedom. The MCC provides grant funding for large-scale infrastructure projects, reducing fiscal pressure, allowing for increased investment in social goods, and signaling Sierra Leone as a prime investment destination. The $480 million MCC Compact will drive profound governance reforms in the energy sector, enhancing financial viability, increasing access to reliable energy, and stimulating growth in agriculture, mining, and manufacturing. MCC investments will create jobs and new income streams for Sierra Leonean businesses. Governance, human rights, and justice reforms. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, justice and transparency forms the bedrock of a stable, prosperous society. Corruption erodes the soul of a nation, entrenching systematic injustice and lasting consequences. As stewards of this nation, we must embody the rule of law, ensuring that justice and transparency guide our every decision and action. My government has consistently scored high marks in international anti-corruption indicators. Such as those by the MCC and Afrobarometer, due to our dedication to fighting and minimizing fraud, waste, and abuse. The Anti-Corruption Commission's rigorous strategy has led to a record high recoveries, doing so independently. Confidence in the audit service has increased. It is now covering 85% of government expenditure and expanding into new audit areas like environmental and climate change, information system, forensics, and extractive industries. With the European Union's support, we are deepening decentralization, empowering local authorities to more effectively identify, plan, budget, monitor, and assess projects. The Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development has advanced peaceful coexistence in communities, particularly in selecting traditional leaders and resolving tensions. The Human Rights Commission, maintaining its A accreditation and complying with Paris principles, continues to strengthen partnerships with international and regional entities. Its significant contribution to monitoring elections have ensured oversight and a reduction in election-related violence, thereby safeguarding the democratic process. Legislation will be introduced to empower the Commission further to uphold bearers accountable and highlight citizens' responsibilities. When I tire for beats, we rerun with the beats now. No, real bubble pain them. My government will pursue a legislative agenda addressing gaps in existing laws to ensure swift, impartial, and equitable justice. A modernized Criminal Procedures Act has been enacted, and we have invested in state-of-the-art judicial infrastructure. Thank you. We will address gender disparity in the judiciary Thank you. We will address gender disparity in the judiciary and alternatives to detention for children in conflict with the law. Gender equity and women's empowerment. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, since the enactment of the GIWI Act, gender has been mainstreamed in policies and legislations across government. We have strengthened response strategies for sexual and gender-based violence and implemented actions for the financial inclusion and empowerment of women, especially in rural areas. The bipartisan support for the private member bill prohibiting child marriage, championed by Her Excellency the First Lady, Thank you. That marks a significant step towards realizing the full potential of our girls underscoring our collective commitment to their well-being. In the wise words of Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, I quote, "Investing in women is smart economics, and investing in girls, catching them young upstream, is even smarter economics." End of quote. My government's firm commitment to promoting and protecting the right of women in Sierra Leone is a promise for a more equitable and prosperous society. Social inclusion. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, merely about ticking the boxes, transforming the lives of the most vulnerable. To ensure the right to work and a decent livelihood, my government has provided financial support to the vulnerable, the aged, and other disadvantaged populations through cash transfers to supplement household income. In line with our commitment to the Global Disability Inclusive Sustainable Goal, we are domesticating international instruments to improve representation and service delivery for persons with disability. The mass